Yai Quab on the track.
Hands on the plow, yeah, how shy, coming back, man in the cloud. He is gonna people on the four corner. Must have sinned, but the dead got to pay first. We got a warning from the Father made long time ago. Being marked by the nations everywhere we go. Nothing left but a promise from the Father and the Son. Eat the breadcrumbs, sloppy dogs, but we got you proud with a broken soul in the spirit. Father, heal it. Man, I favor hope over every adversary. I gotta wait, even though it seem a long tarry. My mind tired, but I'm still begging, Father, help me. Now where my mama, where my daddy, I feel lost in the sea of wilderness. Why I'm the black sheep, I don't want to boast of me, cause I ain't trying to be conceited. Pray for clarity of mind, because the devil want me heated. My name and authority.
Yai Quab on the track.
Hands on the plow, yeah, how shy, coming back, man in the cloud. He is gonna people on the four corner. Must have sinned, but the dead got to pay first. We got a warning from the Father made long time ago. Being marked by the nations everywhere we go. Nothing left but a promise from the Father and the Son. Eat the breadcrumbs, sloppy dogs, but we got you proud with a broken soul in the spirit. Father, heal it. Man, I favor hope over every adversary. I gotta wait, even though it seem a long tarry. My mind tired, but I reckon that the suffering of this present time is not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of Allah higher. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who subjected into the same hope. Go ahead up, pack your bag, I'm waiting on Messiah. No matter where we be, the devil's still a liar. Treachery is in him out, he lie because he open mouth. Now who can make the devil change? Who can make him feel right? I say this to the holy people, many call, but few be chosen. Also to the God young, this is not a hocus pocus shocus. So I out of circus, call it till it come my blood wash in the most high sun. Only way got many mountains in our way. Jordan River bound across, it ain't a joy to be hit real low and pay the price. That's why I love her with my life and I be that sacrifice. It ain't another place to go, so you gon' catch me holding on, swing down, sweet chariot and let a brother ride. Throw the chief of the sinners, yeah, you right.
I'll be with you in a few minutes, Mashpaka.
from my adversary. Can't approach the throne and lift the hand clean. Look accustomed, praying on my hands and knees. Become my adversary, keep testing me. Code 1352, slave patrol. They got the land locked, tell us where to go. Ain't supposed to love this oppression, what the Father say. You know the laws that's in place, make it hard to praise. Amar Yasha Allah, can you hear me now? We been going through these storms, but we coming out. Them weed jams be a rap because the word is out. I say high die bar in the business proud. How much for God teach you truth so the people growing? Now listen, he greater than the manna, represent your power shot. Now God's side right, let us take our role. We more than a conqueror, let's be strong. Your power shot coming back for us, let's go home. That's your honor. Let my adversary. Let me not let my adversary do. Let me not let my adversary. Hold on. Let me not let my adversary do. Let me not let my adversary. Hold on. Let me not let my adversary do. Let me not let my adversary. Hold on. Now listen. Now that don't mean I hang out in the boondock all the time. We must remember how I work to feed a son and daughter. Vision us in the bad place, eyes open wide. Our whole life is a battle, you can feel it in the inside. Tears dropping to the ground, look at the ocean, man. If you need a demonstration now, investigate truth. Why the world of magic gangster among you just trying to rabble, but we not so interrogated by the real truth. They call us crazy, choosing to escape the only way from the lake of fire. We not Illuminati, cause it's owned by the Ponzi elite. Ain't that something people say they can't but rarely ever happy read? I'm satisfied seeing people be harassed when it's them, it's like a me. Getting hit so we forgot why we underneath. I'm on my knees praying to the Father till he set me free from enemies. So sick and tired of drama and the scorn, and I just want a peaceful life away from strife. Don't bank on princes at the top because they making money when it stay alright. It make me wonder if they call it his to keep their pocket right. Now listen, who made the call the shady sheep? But we on chapter 7. Pass me not on just a savior, cause I wanna see your face. Seeing a new cosmos, I can't go take the rule. So let us be steadfast so we can see the boom. Let me not let my adversary. Let my adversary. Let me not let my adversary. Let me not let my adversary. Let my adversary. Let my adversary. Let me not let my adversary do. Please. Let me not let my adversary. Let me not let my adversary do. Let me not let my adversary. Not let my adversary. Not let my adversary do.
All right, Mashbaka. Shalom. Shalom to you, Sister Nick. Y'all, thank you for coming. And today's episode is coming from Pull Yourself Up by Your Bootstraps. All right? And we ain't going to be demeaning. Today. All right, family. We talking about bridging hearts and minds. And if you stick with me long enough, you'll get the gist, and you'll start getting the context of what's going on. All right, so we know that, I believe it was yesterday that we did a message on the importance of our labor. We did a message on that right there, using the story, which is really biblical history of White and Heel Grabber. So we did a story on those two. And also we went inside of the theology, which is the understanding of that book. So now let us move up a little further in this right here. And we're going to be using football And I don't know what sports y'all done played, but when I was growing up, I played for the city, and our team was downtown. I didn't get on the Rattlers in Oakland, so I had to play downtown. And my team that I played on was the Raiders, and we didn't play the teams in Oakland. The teams some would say are segregated teams. Okay, so I played downtown. Me and my homeboy Houston, and the other teams they played the Oakland teams. So like teams that was on their roster. So I guess that's something they working out. I don't know. But when I was growing up, uh, there was still remnants of the Jim Crow. And we go inside the clinics, they still had the white side and they still had the black side. But white people and black people was on every side. And remember, white and black is just a class of people. All right? It ain't nobody on this earth that's healthy. That's white. And there's nobody that's healthy that's charcoal black. They all come from the ruddiness. They all come from Adawam, and that means red. They all come from the earth, Adam. So what we have to understand is that we're not in our natural element. This is why I keep on using flowers and stuff. And I believe that that flower right there, if y'all know the name of that flower, please type it in the chat. The flower that's showing behind me. A lot of us think that that's feminine to show flowers. Well, it is a feminine trait that women were supposed to love flowers and love stars and stuff. But remember, in the garden, Yahweh commanded Adam and Hawa to till the earth, to take care of the garden. They had to make sure that they keep up the seeds, make sure that nature was running the proper way. And the scripture says that, behold, they were both naked and they were not ashamed. Okay, that's after they got married. So we see here, and Yahweh used Adam to marry him and his wife. So Mashpachah, there is a establishment that Yahweh had already established. And just like when you have a car, you cannot destroy the alternator and destroy the engine, just start taking out stuff outside of the car and wondering why the car ain't working. And inside of oppressive places, there are different things that they pulling out of the car. Some countries, they trying to take out the battery out the car. Some countries, they trying to take out the engine. Some countries, they trying to take the tires off of the car, and the car won't run properly. Some countries let them have all the parts, but they want to take away the gas. Some countries let them have the gas, and they take away the oil. Understand what I'm saying? I'm speaking metaphors. I'm using one thing to explain another. I'm using a physical thing to explain a spiritual thing. Amen. And it takes you to have a spiritual mind to have an understanding. Shalom, sister. And Yahweh gives us a limited amount of authority when it comes down to certain things in our life. Like even mentally, there's a level that we cannot attain to. Although we can learn bits and pieces of those levels, there are certain things that we were not created to attain. Amen. How many of us know how many blades of grass is out there in that forest right there? There are certain things that Yahweh does not put in our authority to do, like counting the hairs on your head, and he number all of the hairs on our head. So knowing your limits will show you your responsibility. Not all the time, because there are different roles and different things that we all are supposed to do. For instance, A mother taking care of her baby, the baby needs the mother. The baby at first can't walk. The baby, the first, according to the scripture, according to our culture, before it got erased because people say it don't matter no more, because Messiah came to do away with everything that he wanted us to preserve, and they call the Old Testament, like they put the elderly people inside the old folk home, but when they was little and couldn't fend for themselves, they wasn't put inside the old the baby's home unless they was sent to an adoption agency. But anyway, when they say Old Testament, they're trying to tell us or themselves, or it comes from a subconscious place, that part is old. Now we gotta get with the new. Just like you have a new game series that come out. They had Madden. They had the first Madden. And then they got down to I believe on PSP, Madden 2013. And after that one, I guess they stopped making Madden. Sony stopped making Madden. All right? I'm using this as a metaphor, so just understand what I'm talking about, because I'm not trying to tell you. I mean, if you want to go and try to find a PSP, that's up to you, but I'm telling you this as a metaphor, and maybe somebody will go and buy one, but that's not the purpose of this. But what I'm saying is that series stopped. Now when they got the PS4, they had more Maddens. I believe it was on PS4 and PS2. They started getting more Madden series. All right? And just like when you look at your television programs, they don't play the same one over and over unless they're doing a marathon or something, or unless you just download it. But when they played it on TV, that's the old season. So then they call in actors to make a new season. All right? You don't go to work and use the pot without washing out the stuff that's old inside the pot and putting in new stuff inside the pot, because we say that the old food that came from yesterday could give you food poisoning. All right? So even with the laws that they have in these countries, well, in some countries, that they have a sanitary law that when a man come over there, they check in to see if your place is up to par. The inspector come in and make sure that you meet all of the criteria. You don't hear me? Hold on, let me check. What about now? Am I good now, sister? But they make sure to check to see if we meet all of the criterias that it take. Y'all see that? And let me double check my mic to make sure I'm recording in the right mic. Yep, I'm in the right one. I turn on this too. Is that better? I'm gonna double check it myself. Thank you for letting me know, sister, because there's some things that we be needing help with, you know. And I'm moderator on some people's pages too, because we all need each other. All of us need each other. Some of us think that we don't need one another, but we all need each other. Let me double check, because I don't even know if I'm being heard right now. All right. Being heard right now. Okay, I hear myself. All right, sis. Check your end if it's not clear, because I heard it on mine. But and so let me get back to the football, right? So with football they have, and for sisters that don't watch football, I'm gonna use an example. All right. So in football, they have something called roughing the passer. And what that means is that if the quarterback uh get the ball off, like if he throw the ball and it's no longer touching his hands, when the defense man, he can't tackle him now. So when the referee blow his whistle and he say roughing the passer, and there are signs and symbols to speak that. I guess that's for people that speak sign language. Roughing the passer. And so I believe with roughing the passer, somebody correct me if I'm wrong because I ain't played football in a long time. I believe they put you back 15 yards. So if you ran up the field for 15 yards and you rushed the passer, you get a penalty. All right. And in an oppressive because I've heard that children ain't being taught certain things in school. Now I don't know which one that they probably not being taught. So I'm just trying to go over this so don't think that I'm trying to say people is off or anything. Like I told you, that there's a level of us that our minds work the way that we were created to work, and I didn't really hit on that, but Yahweh said that we have to teach our children the law, right? And so we sending them out there to the school, they have to be taught knowledge. So when they're not teaching your children the truth about how the world is operating, they get out of school, they don't know nothing about no politics, they don't know nothing about none of this stuff. They've been sitting in school learning how to count and trigonometry and all this stuff, and they get out of school and they're not prepared for what our fathers and mothers had to deal with, and they get out there and they don't have no leaders that taught them anything, because everybody is saying that everything is done away with. They even saying that knowledge is done away with, foundational knowledge, like what is a man and what is a woman, what is a boy and what is a girl. Girls play with dolls, boys play with cars, little stuff like that. Like, some people say, well, we can make it a culture where the little boys and the little girls could play with dolls. They say they have a dream that all the little boys will wear dresses. I mean, it's what it seems like they're saying. They keep using Martin Luther King's speech. I guess they're saying they have a dream that all the little boys will paint their fingernails like the girl. They have a dream that all of the little girls will wear men clothes and do men jobs. They say they have a dream. All right? And if you don't go back and show them what Elder Martin Luther King's speech really said, then they'll go off of whatever is hot or whatever is popular. Children will seek for gratification, and adults will too. Like, in order to be a good leader, you have to be able to be a good listener. And in order to listen, you have to actually pay attention to what somebody is saying. All right. So when our sisters listen to our brothers, or it look like they're waiting for approval, there's nothing wrong with that. With a sister waiting to see what the men of her community, what we call it now, instead of calling it tribe, what the men of their tribes are looking for. Like, what area the men trying to go? It ain't all about what the women want. So I saw a sister that called herself a Haitian, but she was brought over here on the same slave ships as us, from the same tribe. And she was saying how she's not going to stand with a candidate for a vote. And I'm not going to say no names because I'm not trying to make my page about all that right there. But you can learn over here and apply it to that as well. But a sister that listened to a brother that's saying that, hey, this is a problem. A woman know where to find leadership. A woman will go where leadership is, and they wonder why a lot of our sisters is not into going inside the White House and sitting in there. Majority of our sisters is in the hood and what they call the ghetto, listening for instructions. You know what I mean? At least Pookie and Ray Ray, what they call them. But they say that's the people that didn't assimilate. Pookie and Ray Ray is doing something that what they look like, what they want to do. Like they're bucking against what those people that's sitting inside of at the bottom, thinking they're at the top in leadership positions that they the children of the former slave masters gave them, as if that is a glorious thing. You know what I mean? So Pookie and Ray Ray is still in the hood. But Sambo, Shuck and Jive, and Hoppin' Bob done left the hood, and they ain't giving back to the village. And it's a shame that we don't. Do you even see them coming out? Because they say, well, I'm forgetting all about the hood. They forgot all about the tribe. And they done left out to go hunting for food and never returned back and switched sides. And now they only care about feeding the slave master food and making sure that y'all getting food is scarce. So sisters know where leadership is supposed to be. It's supposed to be in the village. And that's why I said our sisters is not slow. They're not illiterate. Our nation has just been hit hard. And all of us are illiterate when it comes down to the creator, because we need creator. All right. So since we don't obtain all the knowledge that we need, or he didn't create us to rule over him, then there's a guide and a way to do things that a lot of us have abandoned in order to pick up something that we consider as good, because our centuries have passed and we are psychologically adopted certain things for survival. And since we adopted these things for survival, it has become normal to us. And what has become normal has been in these days started being called the right thing and the right way to go. All right. So since we're not used to getting paid properly for our labor, many of us have adopted the notion that it's wrong for you to give the proper price when it come down to your people. But when it come down to other places, we know that we could go and talk to our brother and sister and say, hey, bro, I ain't got the money like that. And your brother and sister know the economic state of your tribe. Subconsciously, a lot of us will lower the price so low till other companies will look at it and say that you're getting robbed. But since we know the economic state of our people and how the paper with color on it that come off of a tree, that is the currency that we are using for money in these days, since a lot of that is being held from the hands of the people in the tribe that is trying to come back to the village with the resources, then a lot of us will lower the prices of things. And we done got so used to that until when some of us get some money in our pocket, you know, and we doing business with one another that's on that level, which all of us is on the same level, but a lot of us that done moved up to a certain level economically think that moving up economically means that you're elevating yourself over your people. when in reality, many of us is learning the ways of our oppressor and adopting the ways of your oppressor is the laws that they gave you, right? We abandon our laws that our tribe followed, and they asking and forcing us to assimilate. Just like when you put fire on a hole in order to drive out a badger or something out of that hole. What they're doing is they're trying to drive you out from your foundation, and they use religion to do it. They use so religions are doctrines, and I'm not saying it's like I said, like people is slow. I'm just gonna lay it out how it's supposed to be laid out. And I know a lot of this stuff we already understand, but Christianity is a name put on a whole bunch of rules and doctrines. You have Christian witches. Okay, you have Christian wizards. You have Christian oppressors. There's a church for anybody wherever they want to go. Shalom, Ama April Shower. Good morning, mother. Everybody can go to a church. They have a church of Satan. You know, they got a church for anybody. You want to go to an LGBT place? They got a church for that. You want to be a part of an organization that get paid off of the pain and suffering of people? They got a church for that. What's up, baby? Hold on, y'all. All right, fam, I'm back. My bad. But I had to take care of that. You see that? And even with that, when my rib called me, I got up. I didn't just sit where I was sitting. Even though both of us is important. A sister know a man that will sacrifice is a leader. Not a man that'll sacrifice the village. That's not a leader. That's a traitor. And I'm not saying this because nobody's slow. I'm going to keep repeating that because there's another psychological programming that's been going on that people have been using the wisdom that elders and that youngsters. Okay. My bad, sis. But I said that, my bad. We need to do better as a people. We need to get our stuff together, right? But a lot of people, they calling a traitor a hero. They calling heroes traitors. They're calling real hunters and people that go and gather stuff for the village. They calling those people users. So they keep the resources out of that person's hand. And all this is not done. All this is done by design, fam. Other people done said done by design, but it was telling the truth. All this is done by design. You know, we throwing away our book that we was over here doing, and other people wasn't doing that book. And we throw away that book and say that we need to get away from doing the book, because the book was used against us and we missed the whole point. Those people that gathered us and put us on slave ships wasn't doing the book, but it was doing something that's written in that book, which is breaking the law. And there's judgment set on that. So that's all I'm saying. In order for us to build, we cannot do away with the foundation. You can't build on a house and build it properly if you don't have no flow. If you don't have a foundation. A foundation goes in the earth. And I remember my granddad, when they was we was out there building stairs, because our ancestors know how to build, and we had no notebook or nothing. My granddaddy took us out and we learned how to build, and we was building upstairs outside as a little boy, and with my daddy and my grandfather on my mother's side, and with my dad. We would build those steps. We built it all the way up from scratch. All right. And my sister and my grandmother and them was in the house cooking up the food, because we was working together like a team. When we got done, I remember my grandmother and my mom and them would come out there, and we'll be laughing and having fun. Me and my little brother and them will be playing marbles or whatever we do when we get done for that day. And only thing that was left to do is enjoy your life. And whatever grandmother and them made while we was in there fixing food, and while we was outside playing and they was inside cleaning, and me and my brother and them and my uncles was outside cleaning, outside, not inside. Our grandfather was teaching us how to be a man, not how to stay inside the house and do what the women do. So they had specific roles, and they have done a role reversal. And we know that, looking at the scripture, a disciple is not a disciple if they're not following. All right. And if you have corrupt leaders, they corrupt the people. That don't mean that we ain't got our own mind, but a corrupt leader will set boundaries and make it difficult. And we have to acknowledge the fences and the walls that have been put up. A lot of it is psychological and a lot of it is physical, but they'll set up barriers and walls in order to keep the village from receiving anything out of their storage that they were supposed to come back to the village and divide equally. What happened to Ananias and Sapphira is pending on leaders that refuse to come back to the village and let their people die. This is what I want to bring out today, fam. I can't stay on here long because I have to rest, but I did come on here and want to, kind of touch up on some of the stuff I spoke on yesterday, and I didn't want to leave it like it was. And I hope that that something I said triggered you to think. And a brother that has no responsibilities, which means if they so-called leaders is blocking responsibility from them and making it seemingly unlawful for the brother to lead, why are people holding the brother to the account instead of working together to break down that fence? But we don't break down the fence because a lot of us know that there's laws against you breaking down that fence. So breaking down the fence will be like somebody like Elder Martin Luther King. But he acknowledged that he made an error. That's what leaders do. When they make an error, they acknowledge their faults. They don't hide their faults by creating laws that they call legislation. All right. So Elder Malcolm X, he was somebody that was a leader trying to remove those fences and walls that cause our people to be in a sterile living state. And even though even though our people was trying to break down the walls themselves, a leader would get us more in tune. So they would try to twist up the messages. You have an informant come in and try to twist up the message, just like you have people that misinterpret the scrolls that have the ultimate message in it that we're supposed to study. You have some false leaders, some terrorists that come in and try to sow seed of discord and dissension and teach a fallacy of what is originally written in the scrolls to cause people who are loyal to the foundational instructions to abandon either what they're doing or to become a target of something to despise. And also they will make an example out of that person. Like many of us have gifts and have talents, but because we're trying to stick to the scroll, you know, and understand, like you were saying earlier, Sister Nitya, that you was teaching the people that the only thing that Yahweh is looking for is for us to do our best. That's it. And if we only could do whatever he allow us to do. So what we doing is we're trying to stick with what's in the scroll, and some leaders will come in and try to sway people to go another way. Just like Hashatan at the tree. He swayed Hawa, hey, eat of this here. When her husband told her what Elohim told him. He had Yahweh said that you should not eat of this tree. So Hashatan had to get you to get away from Elohim. When you get away from Elohim, then you abandon the men of your community, abandon the men and the children, and a lot of us will go off and run off with a sack of money in our pocket and never come back to the village. So that's what I want to leave with y'all today. And our sisters and brothers, I'm going to leave with this note right here. Notice that when you almost inside of the touchdown, this is what some of our people will do. Roughing the passer. And they'll drop you back 15 miles. 15 yards. Try to go again. You score a touchdown. You done throw the ball to Michael Irvin. He done ran 50 yards down and made a touchdown. Roughing the passer. That's what they do. So next time, if y'all ever watch football and y'all hear them say roughing the passer, they saying that the defense had hit the quarterback before the ball left. After the ball left out of his hand. And that is a penalty in football, and you will get dropped back. Or when somebody say holding, that means that you're not supposed to be dragging people and holding their jersey. All right? You're not supposed to hold them. Holding on the play, I believe that'll drop you back some yards. All right? Or when you get sacked inside of your own touchdown, the one you're supposed to be defending, the person that sacked your quarterback in there, they get him 2 points. So we need to understand that there's rules to everything in life. Shalom, Sister Naomi. Thank you for coming. There's rules to everything in life. Just like when y'all play with y'all Barbie dolls. Y'all had rules. I don't know the rules because I ain't play with y'all. Alright? Grandma and them had us outside. We was outside with granddaddy and daddy. You know? Our uncles was there. Daddy was there. And we all came and built and worked on that garden out there where grandma had that farm. And my grandmother and them, my grandmother, my aunties, my great-grandmother, and my mother's mother, and my mother, and my cousins, all of them. Kamisha on my daddy's side, my little cousin, Nissy on my mother's side. Whether no matter what house we went to, when the project was being worked on, all of us had our specific roles and specific place to be, and all of it was important. Without food, a brother gonna starve to death. Barakathon, sister Naomi. So that's what we need to realize, that we have our own things we could do. All of them is important. And sometimes my granddaddy would get in the kitchen and cook. Y'all do know that my granddaddy was a chef, right? When my grandmother was tired, my granddaddy would cook. He was not ashamed or afraid to let his wife lead inside the house. When we outside, when the children is in the house and granddaddy at work, who was the leader at that house? When granddaddy came, we still can't disrespect grandma. We still can't disrespect mama. You see what I'm saying? That's what the rod of correction was for. But they made a law, which is a wall, to say, if you spank your children, then that's child abuse. And they would take your children and put them inside of the home. Well, they still gonna spank them. Worse, probably. You never know, because they ain't their children. So, anyway, fam, I'm finna leave off with that note. And if y'all willing, I'll be back more to speak to y'all some more about topics like this. And let me know if y'all like this. If y'all got other things that y'all want to talk about, let me know under the video. And when y'all comment under the video, I've heard that it helps the algorithm and builds the channel. But just family, I just want to thank y'all for coming out, and I hope y'all enjoy the outro. If there's anything that anybody would like to say, please say now. All right, family, I want to thank y'all for coming, and I'm going to continue to pray for the family. And I want to say shalom to you all. Don't be a stranger. You can always come back. Shalom. I thank Yahweh that Sister Naomi feeling better. Amen. And blessings on you, Elder Ama April Shower. That's an elder that stepped in the room. Shalom to you, sister. Mother, Ama. That's what that means. Ama means mother. And shalom to you, Akhwatiyah, Nityah. Thank you for coming, sister, and thank you for letting Yahweh use you. All right, family, and many others that is not here right now. Sister Lovely Lady and Private C. Please keep Sister Private C and anybody that you don't see that we normally see here, keep them in prayer and for your consciousness. And all of y'all, Brother K. Judah, Monster Moshe, Moshe Ben Yehuda, all of the Mashpachah, just keep us all in prayer. We're going to pray for y'all. Y'all pray for us. Pray for our people that's over there in the middle of the East going through. For our people that's all throughout this world. I want to say to you all, shalom. Thank you for coming and watching. Enjoy the outro. Shalom.
No time shooting you. No time dancing you. No shucking jive you. There's plenty sisters missing and plenty being abused. But when you look on TV, it don't be in the news. So what we gonna do is we gon' stand by and keep a gender war while watching people die. It's pretty easy to pretend that we figured out, but we can never be wish I could do more for the right in this. You got a brother here. You got a hug here. You got a brother here, sister. You got a hug here. Say don't you give up. Say don't you give up. You got a brother here. You got a brother here. You got a brother here. You possess the inner unclean, acting in the character. What you see is what you getting at the mass hysteria. But who the people? We the people. We belong to Allah. I ain't supposed to worship Hamashiach, but we calling on that idol. Says a prayer boy, she a leading many to the fire, so that whip a crack a latch up to the shadow. Look, man, I'm sick and tired of waiting, searching, looking for somebody care. Danger everywhere. Every time we turn another murder, stuck up in his hellhole, waiting on that chain to come. Gotta do our time, but I wanna be free now. It ain't safe, no place on the earth for getting beat down on the four corner. Many ways, let's pray. This track get ready for the people that be praying for the sheep, people standing for the weak, seeking to lift the weak, who been beaten by this wicked system. Although the people of the land of y'all should all lay captive on the four corner, soon to return, be encouraged. You got a brother here. You got a hug here. You got a brother here, sister. You got a hug here. Say don't you give up. Say don't you give up.